Okay, today's session has to do with tools for real estate brokers and salespeople. It's to help them take advantage of the internet with various tools, and you'll find that our YouTube educational channel is filled with tools. Tools are everything from the apps that you can put on your mobile devices, how websites are being operated. It's not the complete Bible of everything. It basically are tips and things that we've learned from our working in our industry for a number of 20 years and more. But there's lots of things to learn from all kinds of people in the industry, and we're going to be sharing some of these tools today that have helped thousands of people make money on the internet. And today's session is a free session that's going to help you with some of these tools and understanding how to use the powers of the internet. Now, last month we did this part one, and we're going to review the part one actually very quickly and spend maybe a little more time on part two. And let's give it a shot here, because we're just changing up things from month to month over the last couple of years, and we make little changes from time to time to try to focus on the things that help you make money in the business. Let's just cover and get started very quickly. There's over 3.7 billion people here that are actually using the internet. So that means that the big market is right there. Basically, people are on the internet using it all the time. And the reason we love the internet is the most economical way to reach tens of thousands of people, to network across a broad spectrum of the population, and to give people who are dealing in real estate, who want to buy and sell, an opportunity to search, and they can find, if they find your information, if they find your website, and they happen to see a listing, then bingo, you have a chance to actually do business big time. One second. Okay, I'm just give that person a text message to call later. ICI World itself is a society of real estate brokers and salespeople, and we're networking exclusive information and advertising real estate board listings both at the same time. So in other words, there's a lot of information that is not on real estate boards that you can network through ICI World, and that makes us unique in the marketplace when you figure there's about 30,000 listings on ICI World, and 75% of them are actually exclusive, not on real estate boards. So it gives everyone a chance to make a lot more money. What's also exciting about it, and part to do with your website, it becomes an integral function of a website to have these listings on your website, especially structured so that if someone sees a listing, they have to call you. So it's a way of stocking your, and I'm going to call it a store. Your website is like a store. And if you can have a new line of shoes, or a new line of televisions, or a new line of computers coming into your store, you can be marketing all that information, the new product, the new haves and wants, with everything from commercial real estate to residential real estate on your website, in a way where people cannot click on the message numbers. They're going to have to call you for more information. And the membership to do this is open for all licensed real estate brokers and salespeople in the world, because we have a world function button, so that no matter where you are in the world, your information can actually appear on all these other brokers' websites in a constant database that is working on the internet 24/7. It's one thing to shoot a message through a service and then it's gone. If people don't see it, or in the right circumstance to see it, that message is gone, the one that you sent about your listing. But when you can have your information in a constant database that is there as long as you're a member, in fact, even when you're not a member, we post it into an inactive expired area where our members can actually search it. It's very exciting, because your information should be working 24/7. And if your information is not working 24/7, you can actually be missing doing deals and not even realize it, because there's so much traffic out here on the internet that we find that a lot of brokers are actually secret agents and missing the boat using the full powers of the internet. and it's these major networks that you definitely want to get plugged into. And of course, ICI World is just one of them, and then there are others, and we cover some of those other networks actually when you become a member, to make sure you take advantage of everything. So let's move on. We have attended World Search Engine Optimization conventions where we spend a lot of money, and we're going to sum up today's total. If you want, you can mark down numbers 1 to 7 on a pad of paper underneath each other, and we're actually going to cover the top 7 to 8 items that you must learn about in order to optimize your website in a natural fashion. A natural fashion means organically somebody could search certain keywords and meta tags and have your website come up. And there's ways to have your website come up when people do that. Naturally, there's a lot of competition in the major search engines of the world, in the major cities of the world, and you're going to have a difficult time coming up in a natural fashion there. However, you can come up if you're in a smaller city, medium size. You can come up. You will be able to come up in an organic or a natural fashion. So it's very exciting there. For the people that are in the big cities, you're going to have to consider the pay-per-click in order to have your website come up. But today you're going to learn that there's 40 other different ways that you can get people going to your website that nobody talks about. And so this session today is really from a broker's point of view. What does it take to get your website to help you make money, triggering leads, having them call you on listings and showings, those kinds of things. And we're going to cover that today very, very nicely. And these are practical, down-to-earth things that you can use immediately, even starting this weekend. You can employ it if you happen to be in residential doing an open house. There's ways that you can employ it on your open house. We'll show you. And for commercial real estate people, getting people that are interested in buying properties to go to your website, find some listings, call you, go show it, and make $50,000. That's what this stuff is all about. Now, I'm not going to go through the testimonials. You can actually go to iciworld.mobi or iciworld.com, and you can read about the testimonials on your own time. There's over 50 pages of testimonials, deals from $50 million on down, actually from even $75 million on down. And for every deal that there is at $50 million, and we've had several, there are probably 100 times more on properties less than that. It's all cutting edge technology, so we're learning and we can learn from you, and that's a lot of the information that I'm showing you today is actually learned from others as well. And that's because we're a society of real estate brokers and salespeople sharing it with each other so that everyone can kind of take advantage of it. There's so much information that's out there that the more people that get on here, the better it is for everyone, because one of you might have the buyer right now and one of you might have a seller for something right now, and this service helps you get together very, very quickly, literally within 3 or 4 seconds, when people can search your website for these kinds of listings. We do have a pledge and a commitment. Oopsie daisy. Let's go back down here. Hang on. We do have a pledge and a commitment, and that is you measure your success by every 90 days. If you're not triggering a lead every 90 days or doing a deal every 90 days, you should definitely call us back. But usually most people that join start getting calls within a week, or even you can get them within an hour, and even while you're on the phone with us, believe it or not, we've had some people have that happen too. It's just great. So you're going to be making connections to do deals as long as you post information and search from time to time. Those are the 2 things you need to learn to do. Post your information from time to time. Make sure you got at least 15 opportunities, and search from time to time on your phone. You can be standing in line at a donut shop for a cup of coffee and just 1, 2, 3 clicks and check the latest listings within 3 to 5 seconds. It's that fast. If you're not doing it, please feel free to call us. Give us a call. And how do you ask for assistance? Well, basically you go to the main website here, and we recommend that you book an appointment. We are like a doctor's office where we have a doctor and assistants, and you just click on make an appointment and then just click on the 60 minutes. And even if your question is short, make an appointment, just kind of book it in, just click on whatever it is. You'll see there's only 2 times available on Monday, 6 and 7 a.m. Let's go to Tuesday, and same thing there. So it's very, very busy. People calling in, make an appointment. There's a number of times that are open for people to make an appointment, or you go right into the following week and book an appointment. People are booking appointments 1 and 2 weeks ahead of time. And that's the only way we can kind of help you when we have 1,000 members and we're helping people. We cannot have 30 people calling in at one time, but we can easily make 30 appointments, get you going. Once you're going, there's pretty well 1 or 2 hour sessions, and that's it. You're good to go, and you'll be networking with the world in a big time way for big time potential dollars in revenue. The other thing you can do is subscribe to all our social media, and you just go to iciworld.com, look for our social media. We do put out tips and tricks and ideas, new apps that are coming up, meetings, conventions, conferences. We announce stuff like that. Anything that's going to be beneficial to the average real estate salesperson, broker in the business, you can subscribe to all our stuff. And if you ever get information that's not of of use to you, then please do let us know. You can always unsubscribe, of course, and do that. We even have something for retired brokers now. So a person that's retiring, if they go to retiredbrokers.com, you can write that down, www.retiredbrokers.com. We have one of the only retired brokers program that I know of in the business, and you can read about that. If there's part-time people that are listening to this, you can go to referralbrokers.com and read about it there. And there are ways for part-time brokers to have listings on their website, and if they trigger a lead, just do referrals. Referrals take 5 minutes each and average $3,000 to $10,000, while at the same time providing good services to 2 segments of the population. Number 1, the buyers and sellers, because you're providing access to information otherwise not available on real estate boards, for instance. And secondly, you're helping the full-time brokers who might have placed that listing to do more business because you can do referrals to them. The information is coming to you now from ourselves. Myself is Gary Nuska, and we just finished attending the World CCIM Global Real Estate Conference, and just an absolutely wonderful conference. And the key speaker was Stephen Forbes, spent time with us, speaking to us speaking to us for an hour and talking about business approaches and things that are happening in the business and how businesses get started and continue to grow and flourish, and all kinds of wonderful things happening. But we've been a broker since 1973, 74 area, and everything we're doing is from a broker's point of view. How can you make these internet tools and tips and work for you in the marketplace? And that's what we're talking about here today. We've been a speaker at real estate boards and offices, and invite every one of you to invite us to come into your office and to speak. And we would enjoy doing that. And you can just go to our main website and click on seminars, print that out or show it to your manager and maybe have them come in. Anybody that helps us set up a seminar or gets new people to join can also take advantage of our sponsorship program. You get someone to join. Members have their membership reduced from $319 to $240, and then also the new person who joins can join for $240 if they get sponsored by a member. And so it's a win-win situation for both members and new members that are joining. The reason we bring up some of these other social medias down here is this is actually the beginning of the part of promoting your website, because if you have your website on all of these various social mediums, sooner or later, even a family member who maybe doesn't know that much about what you're doing, and maybe they're extended family, or maybe they know you're in family, but they don't realize just how well connected you are in the marketplace, that if they go through you, they have access to a lot of buyers and sellers that the average real estate person doesn't have. That gives you an advantage. And so that's also what we're talking about today. When you're marketing your website and getting more people to go to it, that's one thing, but it's also getting them to appreciate that you're well connected in with major world networks, and that gives you more power than just belonging to a real estate board, which is important, and you must belong to it to be able to do that. But basically all real estate people belong to real estate boards. But then in addition to that, there's also other things that you can be doing that give you a bit of an edge, and we'll be showing you that basically with exclusive information and other networks that you can belong to. So we've learned by going to these World Search Engine Conventions, and make sure you got that number 1 to 7 underneath each other. We're going to be going through the top 7 to 8 items that can help you make money, and it literally cost us $4,000 to go and attend these World Search Engine Conventions, where there was 1,000 people in a room, and there was 2 fellows from that were in real estate, myself from Toronto and another gentleman from California. Other than that, they were all computer people. And so I figured go there, learn all about it, and then share it with all the brokers on our Society of Real Estate Broker and Salespeople Network. And that's what we're doing here now. And by putting your website on all these various things, some people will bump across it, go to your website. Next thing you know, they see all the wonderful things that you're doing in the marketplace and how well plugged in you are to the marketplace. And also what happens is when people are coming in from out of the country or out of your market area, they can learn all about you. And they can learn, and you should be putting, for instance, if you want, you can mark some of this stuff down, that you should put all your professional designations and memberships. Every one of them should be on all of your various mediums, such as your website, such as your LinkedIn profile, such as your Facebook. You should have that on all of those. Let them know you're a member of the Canadian Real Estate Association, and that's important. National Association of Realtors, the CCIM Institute, because, and maybe you can link to things like the CCIM Institute and others, and to show them the professionalism of what you've gone through to get where you are. Sometimes people don't immediately recognize how professional you are, how well connected you are, all the things that you've had to go through to get your designation, so that when they call you, they can expect to get treated properly. Just like you go to a doctor, you expect that you're going to kind of get looked after properly. And the same thing is true in real estate. If they can see all your designations, let them know you belong to the Ontario Real Estate Association. That has codes of ethics, codes of conduct. To protect the public. Those are important things, because some other countries don't have these kinds of things, but when they come to the United States and Canada, they can get those kinds of things, and it's certainly a feeling of reassurance that they can be treated properly and that their money isn't going to be lost. And that happens in other parts of the world very bad, and all our people in North America are trained to kind of watch out for that and to help you protect against that. Okay, let's move on. And so those are just various things that you can put on your website, and make sure that you can put all your associations and memberships to all of these various different things. And you can also put your testimonials on your website too, to let people know, and there's different things that when you've done deals, just get a simple 1 or 2 paragraph thing about what people have to say about you, and that would be wonderful and help them feel a certain level of confidence to at least trigger a call to you, and then kind of go from there. And all of our connection services, whether it's ICI World or all these other various services, are designed to trigger a lead from the marketplace to get someone to call you, and then let you go to work on developing a good business relationship that can lead to doing deals. So why promote with a passion? Well, the highest return on investment of any industry on the internet, in my opinion, is for real estate, because one lead can make you $100,000, $50,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and you can do that. I mean, if somebody can call you on, say, 15 ads on your website, and you do a referral on all 15, you can end up making $45,000 for doing 75 minutes of work. And guess what? One broker has done that. A RE/MAX agent has done that already. So those are the kind of things that you can do with that. And at the same time, you're providing a great service to the public, because the public might never otherwise have found out about that particular property unless that referral was done. So this is your business. This is your office building on the internet, and you should send all your buyers to your own website. So when you no matter where they're looking for real estate, you send people to your own website. And they can look for listings and give you a call with the message numbers. And we know that people that are searching, that are friends of yours that you've developed over the years, they'll call you up and give you the MLS numbers, and you can go search. But if they're not, and they don't know you, if they happen to see the real estate board listings on your website, those listings actually have the address, and people can actually maybe drive by the property first before calling you, even though they saw the address on your website. And if they drive by the property, they might see the sign, the for sale sign on the front of the property from the other broker, in which case they end up calling the other broker sometimes, and they don't call you, and yet you actually triggered the lead. We suggest that you still require and need those listings. It's essential. We recommend it to everyone, of course, to be connected in by getting either the link from your real estate board that produces all the listings at your real estate board. But in addition to that, there's some other links that you can have on your website that can actually trigger leads for sure. The only reason, and the reason is that people cannot click on the message numbers. They'll have to call you for more information. And that actually provides a great service for the public, because more information comes out of the woodwork doing it this way. More information of an exclusive nature will happen when you do it this way, when you can have real estate people posting it in a way that they can benefit from bringing that information to the network. So promote with a passion daily. Talk to people what's on your website. And every single person in your sphere of influence should place what we call your mobile website as a shortcut on their mobile device. That way, anytime they're interested in real estate, they can actually just go to their phone, click on a button, brings up your listings, all the listings on your website, and they can search it. And when they see something they like, they simply give you a call. That's a beautiful business and personal relationship to have with everyone. And you've got to show them how to do that. But first of all, you need a mobile website to do that. And the websites, by the way, that we supply are basically free for 1 month. And then after that, they're basically $19 per month. If you pay by the year, it's $16.50 in the form of $1.99 for the year. That's what the price is now. And the prices could go up or down starting tomorrow, so they could change over time. But roughly that's what they are right now. So having a mobile website is absolutely essential. Any broker that doesn't have it, we're recommending you absolutely must have it in order to compete. It's realtors with technology that really succeed in today's marketplace. Your customers will love it. They'll really appreciate it. And when they come to selling their property, they're going to love their home being marketed through these mobile websites. And they call you to see property. Now, if you could write this down, iciworld.com/ and the word race. We think that there's a major competitive advantage by having these mobile websites, and that the race is on right now because other brokers are doing it. They're getting all their customers, and there's going to be an overlap of customers between your customers and some of the other real estate brokers and salespeople. Some of their customers know more than one salesperson. They know 3, 4, 5 salespeople. Well, it's the one that has the most listings, most professional, better choices, better reaction time, all that kind of stuff is going to really kind of help you do business with all the people that you know. And if they see something they like, they sort of press the button and dial you, and they call you to make an appointment. So service is what we're all about. Make sure that you're giving us service to them all at all the time. You know, one of the problems we have is sometimes you sell a home to someone, and then 2 years later, after you've done a great job in the beginning, they end up buying a home from somebody else and selling their home, when really maybe the only reason they didn't call you back is that you just never kept in touch with them. Well, if you've got your mobile website on their phone all the time, can you imagine if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 or 1,000 people in your database, and everyone's got your mobile phone on their phone, your mobile website on their phone? That's a major competitive advantage for you, and that will keep you in touch with people over a period of time. Now we're going to get into what can optimize your website to have your website come up well. Links to listings is actually a key. 90% of people are searching the internet for listings, and that's a key. It triggers leads to do referrals and to do business. Now, the websites that we supply, you really only need to log into them a minimum of once a month for about 5 to 10 minutes. It's sort of like a car. You got to keep, you know, when you reach 5,000 kilometers or whatever you change your oil at, you got to change your oil. You want to check the tires and all that stuff, make sure everything is working properly. The same thing is true with these websites. We've had people that didn't do business and they're wondering why. We go to check their website and the listings were not showing. They said, oh, I didn't know. And so things like, or their domain names were not even working in some cases. And that's because they weren't checking their website a minimum of once a month. There's a lot of glitches on the internet. So you've got to check your website a minimum once a month. Give it a little bit of attention. This is your office building on the internet. Every bit as important as a bricks and mortar building that you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to build. Why? Because they're both there to help you bring in business. And these websites are basically $199 a year for a beautiful mobile website designed to bring you in business. And it's crazy not to have one. And you know, websites are like billboards. You can have more than one. You don't have to have just one. If it's $16.50, we spend a lot more than that on advertising. Consider it part of your advertising budget, marketing for the following year, for the whole year. There is a to-do list when you log into these websites because there's other brokers who are agreeing to allow their listings to be on your website. If you don't log in and approve them, your customers that are visiting, clients that are visiting your website now are actually missing seeing listings that might interest them, and they're missing seeing those listings. So you need to be able to log in and do what we call the handshakes, allowing these other brokers to display their listings on your website. And we have special ways that we can actually remove the address from showing so that people have to call you for more information. That one tip alone is worth joining ICI World. People can try to do things without joining ICI World. You can get these websites. There's $1 websites you can get from GoDaddy and all kinds of places around the world, which are good to have. Why not have them? Especially if you can stock it with listings from the widgets supplied by ICI World. So we can supply you the widgets for all these other websites. However, you're going to miss out on some powerful functions that are on the websites that we provide. So we suggest you have both. For instance, being able to have your website automatically send out listings. And I told you at the beginning, you can use some of this stuff by the weekend on Sunday if you're doing an open house for residential. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you can program your website right in front of them with your iPad or your computer on the kitchen table of the open house and say, listen, I know you're looking in this area for listings. If you like, my website can automatically send out the new listings that match the description of what you're looking for. And if you're looking between, you know, 5 and 600,000 in a particular area, we can zero in on the neighborhood, zero in on a price range, and our website will automatically send you out the new listings that match the description of what you're looking for. I simply hope that if you happen to see something that you'd like to see someday, that you give me a call. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, they get an email at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The website sends it out to them. They end up giving you a call and they say, I'd like to go see this one tonight at 7 o'clock. Can you help me? Bingo, you just triggered a lead. You should be doing this with every single person coming through that open house, and get yourself, even if you have to get 5 iPads and get them on the table and get everybody subscribing. Now, what's the advantage of doing that when you and I both know that MLS systems can also send out that? Well, we suggest that you should subscribe to both. And the reason is that the MLS can send out MLS listings, but the MLS cannot send out the exclusive listings that some of the websites that we supply are sending out in addition to what you can do there. Secondly, these ones you can actually have the people subscribe themselves to receive the listings as well. So there is a to-do list by logging into these websites, a minimum of once a month. That's about it. The rest of the time, it's like a billboard, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the internet, helping you to trigger leads. Now, on your website, there's listings that go on your website. We recommend at least 15 on ICI World because you can work exclusive information, not just listings on a real estate board. If I said how many listings do you have on a real estate board and you say 0, 1, or 2, you're basically almost out of business. However, not when you're a member of ICI World. Why? Because you will have information on your website all in a way that can trigger leads for you. So you can be promoting the fact that you've got listings on your website in all the various cities, and also for residential and commercial. Now, when you have a listing that you put on your website, we're recommending that you have a minimum of 5 photos, and we can set it up so that when you do add an MLS listing to your real estate board, that there is a way in a lot of cases where that listing can automatically go onto your website. It's a special arrangement. Certain boards have that arrangement. So depending on which board, where you are, whether you're in Florida, California, British Columbia, Toronto, Ontario, Montreal, whatever you are in the world, we have to check out whether your board has this capability with the services that we're providing. The other thing is providing each buyer to receive new listings. And the other thing you should do is to place your wants on ICI World. ICI World, I believe, has the largest collection of wants in the industry and in Canada. And we're working to also move into the United States as well. And so there's long lists of wants, what buyers are looking for. For the commercial people, some of the biggest deals that were done started from a want. I'm talking from $20 to $100 million wants. One mortgage broker who was dealing with somebody with a $75 million office building saw that want from one of our members who was also a CCIM and a lady, and ended up calling her, and she was able to put the whole deal together over a period of several months. And so the only reason I bring that up again is because there was a great section on women in professional real estate can make a lot of money and do very well in this business, and just so happens that it was a woman who sold amongst the highest property value listings on ICI World. And there was another CCIM that also sold another $50 million property in the last few months as well, and congratulations to them. So if you're ever considering doing more commercial real estate, we want to invite you to the CCIM program, and you're welcome to give me a call. I'm a past president of the CCIM chapter, and I'm also a CCIM, served on membership for many, many years, and I'm happy to kind of help you investigate getting into the CCIM program. I recommend everyone get into the CI 101 program to get started. It can help you. Add the resource center to your website. That can bring people back to you on a regular basis, where you have a complete list if somebody moves into your area. Do they know where the shopping centers are, the community centers, the places of worship, the church, the schools, the community centers, all of these things can be special links on your website in a resource center to help people. And if people say, well, I don't know how's land transfer tax, can you explain that to me? Say, why don't you go to my website, click on resource center, and I got a nice section on all about land transfer tax. How about lawyers' fees? How about a moving checklist? How about reasons to use a realtor? All of those things can be like a nice checklist on your website. And if you want a specialist of that, maybe just send an email. By the way, anybody that has requests for anything, you can send an email to customer service at ICIWorld.com. If you have a question on anything, we'd be happy to try to answer it. Customer service at ICIWorld.com. So without listings, why should people call you? And without listings, it's like driving traffic to an empty store. And then if you have a store, but people can go in and just pick up a shoe and kind of walk out without even calling you or talking to you, is that kind of a good idea? Well, in some cases, if it's your own customers, they're going to, pay for that shoe kind of idea. But driving traffic to your website and having some listings, but not all that are possible. Is it possible you could be missing opportunities to do business and not realize it? This includes both commercial and residential real estate. So the concept of structuring to have some of the listings where the addresses are hidden can actually be instrumental in helping people call you. And when they call you, and if they wonder why you're doing it that way, you let them know that there is more exclusive information is being shared in the industry by the best well-placed people in the industry to find this information, namely licensed real estate brokers and salespeople, professionals. And if they can all bring it to the one spot, it makes it so much easier and wonderful to find out the other exclusive information going on in the marketplace, and that makes it better for the public to have more choices as a result, and also to be protected on deals instead of calling somebody directly on the internet where there's a lot of fraud and a lot of problems going on. everything's being filtered through real estate people that protects the public from the next trade in real estate. Some of the links that you can have on your websites to trigger leads, there they are. Would you like Power of Sales on your website? Those are the kind of things that you can get from ICI World by having a membership. And we do have introductory packages to get started. You're welcome to give us a call on that at any time. Links to listings is a key. 6 links are on the average from the websites that I'm about to show you, all structured so that you get the call. So it's like having classified ads on your website in a way that you get the calls. Now you'll notice that it says here, see samples, go to iciworld.com, click on for members and see the widgets for mobile websites is number 3, number 2, and number 3 under for members. And we're going to do that right now so you can see samples. Go to the main website, iciworld.com. And I'm going to click on the for members down here, and you'll see that there's number 2 are the widgets that can go on any website, every website in the world. We have over 30 major real estate website companies that know how to put the widgets on the website. We simply send you an email of instructions and you forward it to your website designer. And then we have these mobile friendly websites as well that we supply from ICI World. We totally design them up for you, included in your membership. And the hosting, again, works out to around $16.50. Now, if you wanted to see samples of various websites, why don't we just click on one of them right here, right now, and you'll see it come up on the screen. So this is an example of a mobile website, and I'm going to show it to you there. And nice and clean. And I'm going to actually show you the residential button and the commercial button. We're recommending all brokers and salespeople in the industry have 2 buttons, one called residential, one called commercial. However, if you want to put the links in any place you want on your website, it's up to you. It's just what we're recommending from being a broker for the last 40 some odd years. Now, one of the things you'll see there, you can do custom property searches where people can actually come right in here and they can actually put in their email address, put in the price range of what they're looking for, come down here and choose residential if that's what they want, come down here and specify a location of where they're looking for. And if they're looking for someplace in the GTA, and it could be, you know, maybe Brampton or Mississauga or Markham or wherever people are kind of looking for, York region, and you're going to see here, I think, all the various regions in, and you'll see York region over here. Let's just carry it on further. Hang on one second. There should be, oh, there it is, Vaughan. I was looking for it. That's what I was looking for. There's Vaughan, and you can see people can actually zero in on neighborhoods. And this website will send them out the listings in that neighborhood until they buy a house. That's pretty good. And that's where you click down here to receive them and do it. This is one way to kind of search and have listings sent to you. If you do that on the open house, get people sending your website, sending out listings. They give you a call next Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, say, I'd like to go see a house tonight at 7. Can you help me? That's a beautiful kind of call to get. The next one is the listings that are on this particular website. I'm going to show them now to you, and this is what they look like. Now, these are the listings coming up. I've got them sorted by price, as you see, but I'm going to show you what happens when we do it in a mobile function. Let me just reduce all of this other stuff in the background here, and I'm going to show you, this is the website, and what people can do is they click on this little widget up here, and they click on this GTA Homes, for instance, and up comes these listings on their phone from your website. Now, when people click on this, up comes the pictures of the home. This is beautiful. This is what I'm going to call the ultimate in marketing on the internet, when you can have your name and your phone number and the listings from these other brokers on your website with the interior photos. You tell me if this isn't gorgeous. By the way, that garage is, we gotta have another look at that garage. I love a garage like that. Okay, let's move on. And there's a kitchen, gorgeous kitchen. Okay, so basically people, when they see this home, there's your telephone number, they give you a call, make an appointment, go show this home. If they like it, they're going to end up buying it. So the big thing is you got to have a showing today. If you don't have any showings today, you have no chance to make money. But if you have a showing today, you have a chance to make money. You will also now have Search MLS. So I've just shown you one major world network from the website company, and here's another one coming up from in this particular case, this is the Toronto Real Estate Board, and people can search listings on the Toronto Real Estate Board right from your website if you're a member of the board. If you're a member in Miami or California or some other real estate board, we get basically the same thing. It's just done in a different way. I could show you Florida's right now because we've done it for them and others, but in the essence of time, I'm only going to show one today. Residential exclusives, I'm going to click on that, and you'll notice that this is a search widget that you might see on our mobile site where people can literally search listings, and if I just changed it to price and search, you can get a flavor of the listings that are coming up here right now. And you'll see all people can zero in right down to their price range of whatever they're looking. And if they want to go down further here, they can just pick the price range of where they're looking, and if it happens to be something like this, around $600,000, bingo, they try to click on it, and they can't do it. Except in this case you did, because I think your membership must have expired. Whew, that's interesting. If the membership expires, you can click on the listings. If the membership is not expired, they cannot click on the listings. So that's probably why that's happening, and we'll call Nadia to make sure she gets her membership all renewed up here again. Okay, next, let's go to the My Haves and Wants. These are the listings that Nadia has on the website. There they are, and we'll click on one of these, and there they are. So if somebody has something that matches that and you have a condo in that price range, you should give Nadia a call. She's looking for it. Okay, let's move on. Now the next thing we have are the GTA commercial. And if I click on the Ontario commercial, this comes up on Nadia's website as well. And you'll see how that comes up. I'm going to show you also a commercial website, if I may. Oh, wait a minute, here we go. Apartment buildings in Ontario.com. Here's a sample of another website from Bruce. Bruce specializes in apartments, among other things as well. And Bruce has got a little same kind of mobile website. And we're going to click on Ontario Mostly Commercial. And I'm going to click on there. Now, if somebody comes here and they're interested, they can search by city. You can search by keyword, hotel, motels, gas stations, etc., all of this on your website. This is all part of lead generation. If you have these kinds of things on your website and somebody clicks on apartment buildings and they see this on your website, I'm going to ask everyone that's listening in a question. If you don't have this, isn't it true you have no chance of triggering a lead on any of these listings? But the moment you have it, you have a chance of triggering leads immediately. Like somebody sees one of these listings on your website, bingo, they have to give you a call. It's that easy. Let's click on a city. If somebody comes here, Terry Mosley Commercial, and then we'll choose a city here, just doesn't matter what city, I'll choose Brampton. Search the database. Up comes the listings. If somebody sees one of these properties, they have no choice but to give you a call. Nobody can click on these listings here. Okay, they have to call you. Somebody calls you, says, I'd like more help on message number such and such. Can you help me? And you say, I certainly can. We will have someone call you back. And then you call the other broker and you end up doing a referral to him. Is a 25% referral fee okay with you? Or you can make arrangements to show it yourself. So there's, let me just show you one more. By the way, you're going to see the picture change here in a moment. Let me just go back to the home page here. And this is Bruce's website. Again, it's basically $199 per year. And it's we call this the splash presentation. So the splash presentation, we can do this for your website. There's a way to do it. Now let me just show you one more. Here's another sample website that we do for people. Just nicely done. In this case, Olga picked her own pictures. We have a way of spending time with you to make sure that you get the pictures that really represents the kind of properties you like to work with. And Olga's working with these kinds of homes. Now, here's something I'm going to show you. We were talking before to put all of your professional designations on your website. This is one way to do it, and also to put it on your LinkedIn profile and your social media as well. And you notice she also has her Facebook and her LinkedIn right here. And there is a way to actually highlight the social media up at the top here. And if I was to suggest anything, she may or may not want it, but I would suggest putting the Facebook right up at the top in the front here as well. Okay, and people can come in here and search residential, such as you see here, and search commercial. We also have the commercial FSBOs as well, where people can click on that, where the public actually posts information free on ICI World, and they're displayed right here. No one can click on these, only Olga has access to that particular information due to her membership in ICI World. Now, the menu, the resource links has just been started, I think, by Olga. I don't know if she's got any. Yeah, she's got a few things. She's got a moving day checklist, info and advice, all about Mississauga, all about Toronto. So when somebody's moving into the Toronto area, they can click on Toronto, for instance. This, requested page has been moved. Here it is here. And you'll see that all the information comes up on the page. 4th largest city in North America and Canada's economic powerhouse. So this helps to sell the location. When you think about it, there's people from 138 countries that are visiting all of these websites on a regular basis, and this is a way to help to sell the location to the world. All about Mississauga, for instance. Let's click on that one just for fun. Discovering Mississauga, it says, and this helps to sell Mississauga to the world. Okay, and then people can click on some of these other links up here and find out more about Mississauga, helping to sell the location. When you think about it, 90% of the brokers are, in my opinion, sort of missing the boat on the internet. What they're doing is marketing listings on the internet with no due regard to the location, thereby missing the 3 most important words: location, location, location. This helps to market the location to the world. So that's an example of how some of that stuff works. Let's move on. So we've talked about why you may not be getting listings, and it might not be because of the traffic. You might be getting traffic, and some of you are, because you've told me you get traffic but not getting any calls or leads. Well, could be the reasons. It's a lack of listings, and some of them not structured properly to kind of trigger a lead for you. The other thing is sometimes you get websites that are not framed. If they're not framed, that means that people click on the link and it goes to a page by itself, and people can see the URL and go to the original URL and search and sort of bypass you very easily. But you want to make it just a little bit more difficult. If people really want to go behind your back, they're probably going to try to do so anyways. But for the average person, it's easier just to keep the result of the listings within your website so that people call you for more information. That was a summary of part 1, and now we're going to move on to part 2. Some of the resources that you can find out after we are finished is you go to ICI World's educational YouTube channel, which can be found on the mobile websites, also on our apps. Go to the apps and you can look for educational YouTube channel. You can listen to it. If you're listening by phone, it's very comfortable to listen by phone while you're lying down or resting or having a cup of coffee. And the other thing that you can do is make sure, though, that you're using Wi-Fi, not using your data plan, because listening to videos can use up a data plan pretty easily. We are going to be giving you $75 towards the end of this particular session in the form of knowledge of how to get it for advertising that you can use, and that'll be coming up here shortly. So let's move on. The educational YouTube videos, and you can also listen. We recommend, until you're producing leads from your website, you might want to take this particular session every month until you're producing leads. Now, for references, these are some other references that you can check in on. In fact, I think I will show you the references for the YouTube channel right now so people know. Again, if you go to the main website, iciworld.com, this is absolutely free. Just click on for members, go down the page. There's all the services for members, but here's the one, ICR World Education, the YouTube channel. When you click on that, you'll see all these various videos come up on the screen, and you can just kind of go through them on your own time and check through. Until you're making money with your websites, I suggest that you go through some of these. Okay, let's back out of there and close that. There's also other information. We're going to be giving you links that you can actually Inman is another good source of things, but I'm actually going to cover Inman in a moment. Okay, there's stuff's popping up on my screen. Okay, let's move on. Contacting customer care. There's a nice manual that they have that we're going to give you some resources to find that here in a moment. There it is. If you can mark that down on your pad of paper, you can actually go there on your own time. It's a big list of resources. Today's session, there's no way that we can cover one item in depth in entirety. I could actually take one article and spend an hour on an article. Actually, this should really be a 2-day session. But what I'm doing today is giving you a quick overview that you can follow up on your own time. So the ones that are really desirous to get traffic for the website, you're going to want to click on these things and learn more. icrworld.com/resources. It's a list of resources we've built up over time. If anyone other professionals in the business would like to share some of those that we can share with the industry, that would be wonderful, or other people can share with us. And it's all about lead generation, triggering and using social media to produce more traffic for your website and more. Here they are, people. This is the big deal. This is the big reason why people are attending the sessions, to learn more about search engine optimization. That's what SEO stands for. And starting with a domain name, it's very, very helpful to have your community. We're recommending that everyone have 3 domain names. The first one being your own name, making it easy for customers to kind of come to your website. And all your domain names can be pointed to the same website. We have special features on the website that we have that you can actually have a domain name pointed to a special page within your website, because when you start learning about the meta tags and keywords and optimizing a page, you can't optimize 10 cities on one page. It's just kind of difficult to do. But you could theoretically make a page for each major city that you work into, so that that page gets a high prominence in the search engines due to the fact that you're concentrating on that one city. So if somebody searches one particular city on the internet, and you've got all the relevant information sort of set up the way Google likes, namely with starting with domain names and page title and meta description and everything that you see here on the one page, you have a much better chance of coming up over anybody that's not doing that. So if you have your community in your domain name, whether it's, now I'm going to be using some major cities like Vancouver, realestate.com. We all know that that's taken, but if you said VancouverRealEstateInfo.com, you can change Vancouver and real estate just a tiny bit for you, the number 4, the letter U.com. Those kinds of things to change it so that if somebody searches Vancouver and real estate, because it's in your domain name, you have a better chance of coming up than somebody that does not have it in their domain name. So if you've got, say, CollingwoodRealEstate.com or TucsonRealEstate.com, Tucson, Arizona, and any place at all, it doesn't matter where you're located, you have a better chance of coming up if you've got it in one of your domain names. And the word real estate, I'm suggesting. Some people have homes for sale. So if it's Toronto homes for sale, that would be great to come up, but almost everybody's doing it. And the problem is you're going to have to go to pay-per-click. Pay-per-click, people, is the fastest way to get to the top of the search engines. I'm going to give you $75 towards your first advertising in the form of information on how to get it here in a moment. But having your city with the word real estate or homes for sale, and you can have more than one of those, bringing up your website in a sponsored fashion, in a paid fashion, which if you paid $1 per click and somebody brought up your website, clicked on it and called you, and you went off and did a deal, was it worth the $1? You bet. Was it worth $10 a click if you could do that? The answer is actually yes. It's actually yes, people. $10 a click, and say you spent $100 and it was 10 clicks, and that's it, your budget is used up, but somebody called you and you sold a property, was it worth it? I know it sounds crazy what I'm saying. The bottom line is, are you doing a deal? The bottom line is, are you getting the calls? The bottom line is, are you doing business? Now, how do you evaluate that? As far as I'm concerned, Google can tell you anything they want, that you're getting lots of, just one moment, please. I'm going to have to, again, okay. People can be telling you that you're getting lots of traffic to your website, but if you're not getting any calls, I say there's something wrong, and I can help you analyze it. And we do a consultation for anybody with a real estate website, even without a real estate website, a free, absolutely no obligation, free consultation for a website anytime at all. Simply make an appointment on our front page, and we're happy to chat with you and share things with you in the real estate business, and love to hear what you're doing on your site. So you want to have a good domain name on your website, and with the, I'm suggesting the word real estate in it and your city in it. The page title should also have it as well, so that when they come to your page title, it's going to have that city in it as well as the word real estate. And then both the meta description and keywords should have that in it as well. So if it's Mississauga Real Estate in your domain name, Mississauga Real Estate, you know, also in the page title. Now, you can have more things. You could say, you know, the GTA, Mississauga, Toronto, Brampton, in, as long as you've got those keywords in those spots. That means that if somebody searches, let's say Mississauga Real Estate or Stony Creek Real Estate, and you've got it in your domain name and in your page title, then you're going to come up over somebody that doesn't have it. And if you've got it in all of those first 4 places, you're going to come up over somebody that doesn't have it. And here's what was one $4,000 tip that we learned from having to attend the World Search Engine Convention. Put it on the first sentence on your page, welcome to your source for Stony Creek Real Estate. And if it's in bold and font, somebody, when somebody searches Google, if another website has the first 4 but not the 5th, your website actually can come up higher as a result. Isn't that wonderful? Now, these are called algorithms. In addition to the algorithms that you see on the website, nobody really knows for sure all the algorithms that are going on, because they're changing every week. Every week they seem to be doing something new. And right now, what are they doing? They're also searching, do you have a mobile website? And if you have it, bingo, you have a chance of coming up over somebody that doesn't. Do you have social media on your website? And if you have it on your website and somebody else does it, you're going to come up over top them as well. But if you didn't have any of those things and you had pay-per-click, whoopsie daisy, if you didn't have any of those things but you had pay-per-click, you can come up right away within 48 hours. And I'm going to give you your first $75 tip here in a minute on how to get it going. There it is. You can write it down. There's the major ways to get to the top of the search. And if you're in a smaller community and you do this, you're going to be coming up and people are going to be wondering how you're doing all the business in town. These are key ingredients to have come up to get your site to come up in the search engines of the world. People search your community. If it's a smaller community, you have a chance of coming up right away without having to spend any money. Now, let's go. There's some resources there. Search engine optimization from Google, how to promote your website. That's a movie, that particular one. Same as that one. How to point your, okay, there's how to, okay, I'm going to click on this here. How to market your website from point 2. There it is there, people. If you're watching this later, there's a whole list of wonderful information on that particular website link. You can actually pause this video later if you're seeing it, and you can mark that address down and kind of go to it, because there's a whole list of webinars and resources and things that can help you learn how to promote your website from this particular website that I just given you there. Let me just kind of close that as well. Search engine optimization from Google. Let's click on that one and get you that resource as well. Okay, and there it is there. Okay, this is actually for webmasters. Like, it depends on how much you want to get into it yourself. For the people that want to get into them themselves, here it is right from Google. If you can mark that address down, you know what I might do? I might, just for the people that are listening in, copy that. And then what I'm going to do is, let me just pop that in here. Hang on one second. And I'm going to send that as a, hang on one second. Okay, did everybody get that? I'm sending that to people that are in the webinar right now, so that I'm going to send a message in the chat window, type the message here. There's the link for Google's, that's a link for the Google SEO. Okay, so this gives you the first-hand report, step by step, what you can do to make sure that your website is coming up in all the guidelines of the world, and there they are. And I'm just going to have to give you that and leave it. And that's a great resource for you right off the bat, and that's right from Google. The PDF file of a Google starter guide. That's interesting. Let me see. Can I click on this internet site reports or could not be found? Ooh, that's interesting. Don't know why. It used to be available, and now it's no longer available. So actually, what I'm going to have to do is take that off of there. Don't know what happened to it. And we're just going to save this and just keep it right on going. Sorry about that. Take that out of there. Okay, what are ways to promote your website? Well, driving traffic to your website becomes very profitable venture when you get people going to it. And handing out your business cards to every single person you know, that should be a no-brainer. There it is. Why? Because it's got your information on your website, but you got to tell them the reason why they should take time out of their life to go to your website. They can search for homes in their area. You know, ask if you went for a walk every morning from 9 to 10 o'clock in the business area, the business section of your town, and went into every single business and handed out your business card, put your running shoes on and get some good exercise, go to everybody and introduce themselves that you're the one that works the area for real estate, just wanted to meet you personally. And by the way, I happen to have a website that's got all the listings in the area on it. We've got exclusive, we got commercial, we got residential, we got condos, we got everything in real estate on our website. We even have lists of buyers in case you're ever thinking of selling something that you own. And by the way, are you looking to buy or selling in real estate in the next 1 to 5 years? You will be surprised at what they will tell you. As a matter of fact, my son's just got married and they're looking for a house. They're looking for a condo in this area. Why, do you have any that I could show them? Like, you'll be surprised at what you can dig up just from going around handing out your business card. And then, if you can, even show them how to put your website right on their mobile phone as a shortcut. That's one of the first things we teach every new member getting started here, is how you can teach all of your customers to put your mobile website on their mobile devices. And then they, when they're talking to somebody, they can be in Kelsey's and they're talking real estate and they pull up your website and say, look at all the stuff I can search. Next thing you know, that other person's going to want your mobile website on their phone. And it goes on and on. Next thing you know, you can have a lot of people accessing your information. ICI World becomes a back-end search database engine for all brokers to produce this database on the screens of the viewers of your website, in a way that they have to call you for more information. They just have to call you. The key is to tell them what is on your website. Thousands of residential and commercial real estate ads. You might even put that when you do an ad in a newspaper. You might advertise one home, but at the bottom of the ad, why don't you just say thousands of residential and commercial listings and exclusive listings on your website and the website address. When people see that exclusive listings that are not available elsewhere, you have a bit of an advantage, a major advantage. People are missing out if they don't visit your website. And let them know about the new listings coming in daily, that you got, 50 to 100 new listings coming in every single day. That alone should bring them back to your website on a regular basis to check for the new listings, and show them how they can check for new listings real easy, depending on their requirement. Open houses get everybody to add your website to their mobile phone. Tell them what they can do with it. Show them what they can do on your mobile website, searching and subscribing and the resources. I've already talked about walking all the businesses in your downtown. Get some good exercise and away you go. Get ideas from other people too. Everyone that you meet. How can they help them in real estate? Any of their friends or relatives will leave your business card so that they can visit. And you might want to get their email address and say, is that okay if I send a quarterly newsletter to you? And build yourself an email list that you get them to double opt in and to subscribe to. And make a newsletter once a quarter and send it out to them. It's a way of keeping in touch. We have programs that you can do that so that people can easily unsubscribe themselves to those newsletters. If you want, you get back to us and we'll show you how to do that. You can make statements like this to the industry that you've got that many properties on your website. You can actually do that when you're a member of ICI World. And letting people that you know that you have a lot of buyers shows how well connected you are into the marketplace of buyers. Domain names, we've covered that. It's one of the most important things to get your name, whatever city you are in North America, to get that into your domain name. Now this domain video, I don't know if it's too long to do. Let me check it. Hang on. Nope, that's not going to work. Hang on 1 second. Domain names video. Let me see what happens if I click on it. Oh no, that's playing it on my screen. I thought I could play it on there. If you need that video, you let me know and we'll get you that video on choosing a proper domain name. We're recommending 3 domain names. There it is down there, training, video training. Let me try to, why can't I bring that up? That should actually be on the internet. Hang on, people. I don't know why it's asking me to download it. Sorry, people. Hang on one. Right there. I should be able to click on that. Oh, okay, there's something wrong with that link. I'm actually going to make a note. Link not working. Just found a problem. Link not working. I'm writing it down for me to fix it for you for next time. And if you really want that link, you email me to customerservice@iciworld.com and I will send you the link to that. For some reason it's not working. Something got changed. Okay. Next. Your domain name. We're recommending that everyone have their own registrar, such as the GoDaddy.com, so that you can point your domain name to wherever you want. That way, no matter which company you point it to, if you're unsatisfied with that company, even us, you can always repoint it to another website. That way, that domain name stays with you for the rest of your life and you'll never be without it, so that you can point it from one domain to another domain and the website can actually change, but it keeps right on working your domain name so your customers don't know. They can still keep going to the same website and you can keep the same name on your business cards. By the way, one thing we recommend is to put your domain name renewal as an automatic renewal every single year. How many people have lost their domain name over the years and they get offered thousands of dollars to buy it back and it's their own domain name? But that's one of the scams going on the internet, is you forget to renew it on time. It slips up. Next thing you know, you're paying $100 to get it back, or somebody else grabs your domain name for like $10 or something, and then next thing you know, you want it back and you say, that's my domain name. And they say, well, if you want it, I'm happy to sell it to you. And then you get really mad. Then you find out, how are you going to find out? How are you going to get it back when the person that did it was in the United Kingdom or some other place in the world? And then one major corporation had to pay $2,000 per year to have their domain name. Can you imagine that? They lost their domain name, didn't renew it on time, and to get their company domain name back, they had to pay them a lot of money. It's just a big game. And one police department did it, and next thing you know, it was the critics of the police department that grabbed that police domain name. And there's other serious problems going on too. Meta tags, keywords, one of the big 6 it's the big 8 really. We've already covered the meta tags and keywords. To get them, every website has got meta tags and keywords, and even though you don't understand it, it's like you want to put in the right ingredients into your website so that people can find it by searching Google and other services. Pay-per-click, yes, you can be to the top of the search engine within 48 hours, and if you want to, I'll work on it with you. Set a budget of maybe $100, $200, $300 a month. Now, why would you do that? Well, let's think about it. You do not have to pay for anyone that sees your domain name come up. If you have a domain name, MississaugaRealEstateForYou.com, MississaugaRealEstateInfo.com, buy Mississauga Real Estate, homes for sale in Mississauga, whatever your name is, you don't have to pay for it when it comes up when somebody searches. You don't pay until somebody actually clicks on that domain name, and then it comes off your budget. If you bid 50 cents a click, then 50 cents a click would come off your domain name. Would come off your budget. Would come off your budget. So if you had a budget of $100, and somebody clicked twice at 50 cents a click, you now have a budget of $99 left for the month. Make sure you set budgets, because if somebody clicks 1,000 times at $1 a click, that's $1,000 could be put on your credit card. Make sure you set a budget. But let's say it's $1 a click for the sake of argument, and somebody clicks on it and it comes up, and they click on a listing and call you and you make a sale. It's worth it. Pay-per-click should be worth it for every single real estate salesperson in the world. And at the end of the month, if you haven't done a deal, or if you haven't received a call, an actual physical call, somebody calling you, give us a call. Let us find the reason for the problem. It's like having a flat tire. The flat tire goes down, and you can't find where the flat tire went flat. Sometimes they have to put the flat tire in this tub of water and really look hard to find where the leak is. But believe it or not, you can find the leak. We're the same way here. We can find the leak in your website to find out why you're not getting those calls. Give us a chance to help you. It's a free consultation. We're happy to do that for all real estate brokers and salespeople in the world, absolutely free. We are a society of real estate brokers and salespeople. We find that with education, people learn about the services, and then someday they make up their own mind, we're crazy not to have it. Why? Because you're maximizing your opportunities to make money in the marketplace. And if you don't have your information working 24/7, and I said information, not just listings, then you're actually missing opportunities to do deals. And if you don't know how to work information, you're missing opportunities to do deals. You just go to some of the videos that we have on how to work exclusive information and where you can get all this information from. Every single person in real estate should have 15 opportunities working on the internet 24/7, or you're missing opportunities to do deals. And you've got a very special license to trade in real estate, and you're not using it to the full extent that you can. However, when you sponsor a link, you're actually going to come up on top. So when people searches certain keywords in your area, and Google's going to help you with that, these links are going to come up. And by the way, if you're in a small community, you can get these links coming up for 15 cents each, 20 cents each. You don't have to spend 50 cents a buck. For websites, real estate websites to come up, if somebody's selling website, it's $3, $4, and $5, and $6 a click. Here's people selling websites that are bidding $5 and $6 a click. Why? Because they're making money. Somebody calls them for a website, they have one chance to talk to them on the phone. Next thing you know, the person gets their website. So it can really kind of bring in leads for you. And if you've got it relevant, now be careful, because one person had, for instance, Kingston Real Estate. It sounds simple enough. In this case, the person was in Kingston, Ontario, and they got thousands of leads, and they're wondering why they never got any business. Guess what? The people were searching for Kingston, Jamaica. So they got to the website Kingston, Ontario in Canada, and it wasn't Kingston, Jamaica. So what happened was they weren't interested, and yet the click was going to them, and they were paying for the click. So people, you got to give us a chance to help you. There's more than just that kind of going on the internet, to make wise use of your money. So there's some of our suggestions. Start with $50, evaluate all the leads, kind of go from there, and also give us a call to help you analyze it. I'd love nothing better than to have a three-way call, you and Google and ourselves, and just we're on your side. We are an assistant to brokers and salespeople worldwide. Always think of us as an assistant to you personally. We're an information and marketing assistant for brokers and salespeople worldwide. Home pages, websites are like billboards. You can have more than one. We support them all with ICI World widgets. And if they all generate leads for you, why not? That's why people have 2, 3, 4, 5 billboards working in a city for major cosmetics and all that kind of stuff. Promote your website in your signature files. Absolutely. Put it in newspapers at the bottom of your ad. Let people know that you've got all kinds of listings on your website. Anytime you send out an email, make sure you got it in your email, down in the signature file of your email. Hand out your business card at a builder's meeting. Let them know you've got infill sites, condo sites, land ready to go, land in the official plan, zone for this, zone for that. All those kinds of things can really trigger a lead to the right people at the right time, and they will grab your business card and they'll want to go to your website. It's a way of triggering leads for your website from people that can purchase properties. Join other groups, network your website to lawyers, accountants. Let the lawyers know if you got any investors for shopping centers, apartment buildings, industrial buildings. You know, you've got them all on your website. Or if you're looking to buy a $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 million home, you've got them on your website. Social media, get it all on all of those. People don't realize sometimes how wonderful your websites are until they go to it and start to see everything. Publicity, you can do publicity in many different ways as well. I've seen them on driving down to Florida, and you see big signs, you know, we buy homes, stuff like that. It can trigger leads wherever you've got traffic, and the internet's got tremendous amount of traffic. Study the keywords, very important. You'll do that in this. I'm about to give you the $75 here coming up. Finding keywords, and Google's going to help you with the keywords. Linking to other sites is good. So if you link to a mortgage broker site, have the mortgage broker link to your site, you can generate business back and forth. You could even sell cars on your website. You can sell advertising on your website. You can make your website a profitable center. So, you know, the $16.50 a month here, just get you started. You could be selling articles and things on your website. Now, reciprocal links by linking to major services in the world gives you higher rankings coming up in major services of the world. 22 minutes, maybe this is the, let me click on that one, see if that's the same link. It's the same link as the other one. Okay, I got to fix that. Didn't come up. I'm going to try to fix that for next time. Call anytime. We're happy to give you some help on that. We do have a pledge that no member should go longer than 90 days without doing business a deal, or at the very minimum, developing good business leads that you feel will lead to doing deals. Otherwise, give us a call. And believe it, people have material defects in their memberships and on websites. And if you're stuck 5 to 8 minutes trying to do anything with your membership, just give us a call. Actually, just book an appointment now. And it's the easiest way to go, and just get your head wrapped around and have a cup of coffee with us anytime at all. Book an appointment, and we'll go through some of this stuff with you and actually look at your specific website and make some suggestions and go from there. There it is. You just call Google. There it is. Google AdWords. Google.com/AdWords. Give them a call. Ask them for $75 of advertising free, because you just want to open up an account, and you can talk to them about doing it. They'll talk to you all about all of these other things as well, and ask you the kind of business you're doing, and tell them you had a session with ICI World, and we're suggesting that you give them a call and go from there. At the end of this session, you will get a copy of a survey, which we really appreciate you filling out in consideration of us taking our time to help you today. Please feel free to fill it in, and we really do appreciate what you liked about it. If there's any improvements you think we could make, I really love hearing about all of this stuff. And one thing that maybe you did learn too in today's session that you feel you can really learn yourself, and pass it on to other people in your office, circulate it to other people in your office. And how do you circulate it? Well, you can come right back to our ICIWorld.com site, and you'll see that under for members that we actually run this particular session once a month right here under register, how to promote your website. All realtors are invited in North America and the world, It's applicable for every place in the world because the meta tags and keywords can be designed for your particular area, no matter where you are in the world. There's the next webinar coming up monthly. You can, if you want to order a mobile website, here they are. They're actually free for 1 month. And members can also order the widgets for your website. We send them to you. You simply forward them to your website designer, and it's done. If you want to see samples, just kind of click on it, and you'll see samples kind of come up on the screen. And if you want, there's another example. You can just see samples. We recommend the residential buttons. There they are there. My haves and wants, search MLS. There's residential exclusives right there coming up. And if people want, say, to see properties in Toronto, people can come down here and they can select Toronto, Canada, Ontario, Greater Toronto, and Toronto. And you can do this for any area in the world. And depends on how you want to sort them. I would suggest sorting them by price. Now the nice thing here is you can choose how far back you wish to search. You can search less than 1 month, 3 months. You can even search back longer if you wanted to. I'm going to leave it on 3 months and click on search the database. And there they are coming up. A lot of them are wants. And you'll see things here like coming for lease and coming for sale. In fact, I'm going to just go back here and let's just go back on her website again. I'm going to show you something very, very interesting. And I'm going to go back to the residential exclusives. I'm going to show you what you can do with information. Watch this. Coming for sale. And I just want to give you a nice demonstration of everything that we've had over the last while, just for demonstration purposes. And I'm actually going to sort them by price. Coming for sale sorted by price. Isn't that interesting? Now, somebody calls you, so if you have a listing that's coming for sale in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you could put it on here, coming for sale. Now, here's what happens. Somebody's going to call you and they're going to ask you for an address. You actually do not give it to them. You give them a general area, and you can make a statement that once you get the listing signed, in this particular case, you have to put an agreement in place first, but once you get the listing signed, and you can tell them it might be a month to 2 months, if you're still looking, I will give you a call back once the listing is signed, and you can be one of the first people through the property. How does that sound? It's simple. That can give you a chance to be triggering leads in the meantime, so that you have people ready to show it when you get it listed. Coming for sale. You can do that with residential. And you can go to commercial and go to Ontario Commercial. Search by keyword and do the, oh, coming for sale not here. We got to put it in. Let me make a note of that. This is cutting edge technology. Coming for sale. I'm just writing that down. Coming for sale under Ontario Commercial. Okay. That's on your website. It would be nice to have that. And it's not there. Interesting. Okay, but if you wanted to go to the main website, you can easily do it there. And just click on search, do the commercial, and do the keyword here. I'm pretty sure it's here. Yeah, it's there. So all these little changes, it's just taking time to get them all into effect. I'm going to sort everything by price. And again, I just want to search further than 3 months back to give you a flavor of what's coming on here. Coming for sale. Isn't that great? So the commercial brokers are really doing a lot more than the residential brokers. Residential brokers are still kind of starting to learn. They don't realize they can be marketing exclusive information. They don't realize that if somebody says, I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission, there's a way to work that. But I wouldn't do it until you've had our training program to show you how to do that properly. Or listen to the videos that will teach you. It's coming for sale. There they are. You can get a jump on the marketplace. That's one of the things you can do with exclusive information. That completes our session for today. And it's Contact information, we'll leave that on the screen. And the video should finish shortly. If you need to call us or write down phone numbers, you better pause your video right now so that you can make a call. But we're going to recommend that anything that you wish to talk to us about, simply please, we're like a doctor's office, simply go up here and make an appointment and just click on the 60 minutes and we're happy to sit down and chat with you anytime. We are early birds here, and you'll notice that, first thing, we got a 6 and a 7 a.m. available, and we start as early as 6 a.m. daily and go through till 4 o'clock daily. And you might have to go into the following week to get times more in the daytime there for you. They are taken up. We enjoy doing it for you, and people that are taking it seriously, get a hold of us and let's make it work for you and have some fun doing it. Have a great day. Should be a little survey coming through. I'm going to stop this video now and wish everyone a good career in real estate.